Tell 'em Tribe Tarot. Daily readings for my tribe. Subscribe to my channel.
Peace, Gemini. I am Cherokee with Tell 'em Tribe Tarot, coming to you with another reading. Grand Rising. Take what applies and leave behind what doesn't. Share the video to share the wealth. Turn on post notifications. Click like to show some love to the video. It also supports the channel. And most importantly, drop a comment to say hello to a goddess. There's now a thanks button that you can send some love my way. If this reading resonated with you, especially if it helped you to see through another moment, another day, because we all need some help sometimes. All right, so let's get into your reading. Spirit, please provide me with the guided messages for the Gemini collective. Please provide me with the guided messages for Gemini. What does Gemini need to hear right now? So Gemini, someone may have experienced some kind of betrayal. Could have been betrayal of self. Maybe something that you told yourself you wasn't going to do anymore. Or it could be betrayal by your parents or a parental figure. Someone at work who promised you a position and they reneged. If you know spades, then you know what that is, or know how to play spades. Or it could have been a romantic partner or just a friend, and you feel betrayed. Some of you are within right for feeling this way, and others are in denial about your actions that led to this. Because remember, what we project is what we reflect and feel. It's what we attract. It's all connected. So we're going to take a look into this betrayal and see how you can move forward from it, because that's what life is all about. It's about moving forward. Forward ever, backward never. All right, my deck is upside down. All right, so your overall energy is you're trying to look past this, which is good. You're trying to look past this because you know the quicker you can get over this, the quicker that you can relieve yourself of this dark cloud that you may be hanging over your own head by thinking about the series of events over and over again, obsessively thinking, how could I have done things differently? What could I have done to avoid this, with the Chariot as the possible outcome, Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So betrayal, it's a tough topic because when you feel like your trust has been violated, there's really no going back. There's never the same. You can't do the same things again. Not in the same exact way. You may live through the actions, but it won't feel authentic. It's like crushing up a piece of paper and trying to make it straight again, but you can see all the lines. You can still see all the flaws in the paper after it's been crushed. So trying to smooth things out again is just rather difficult. It's never the same. You can either grow from it and elevate, or remain the same and constantly bicker and think about the situation, or just find the lesson. So that's what we're going to do here. So your overall energy is the Sun, Gemini. And you are now looking at this situation from both sides, because you're trying to figure out, why in the holy hell did this have to go this way? Why did this experience have to happen to me? Why did they do this to me? What did I do to deserve this? Why am I in this predicament and I want out of it? So you're just looking at the sun rays of the situation, like, what am I supposed to grasp from this? And you're having, you know, you may be having a difficult time with grasping the reason for the experience. But your guides are showing you how to look on the bright side through all circumstances, through everything that you go through, because life is going to get a little bit more challenging based on what you're asking the universe for. So you're noticing that things are falling apart seemingly, but because things couldn't be this way as you quote unquote graduated into the next portion of your life, to the next chapter, the challenge is that you want to start this connection anew with the Ace of Cups. You want to just feel that abundant feeling with this person again, and it's tainted, and you're having a hard time looking beyond the betrayal. You're having a difficult time looking at their perspective and how you got to this place. I feel like there's even an energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energies are heavy present as the challenge. You're just like, how can I make this flow without being the reason why the flow is drying up? And subconsciously, you just want it to work. I can hear someone saying, I just want to keep the peace. I don't want much. And that's the problem. That's another thing I want to point out with you, Gemini, is that you're not asking for much these days. This is the energy of someone who is settling. So I feel like this betrayal that you experienced, you saw signs of this grandeur. You saw signs of this big Armageddon-like situation happening, and you figured if you just juggled everything with grace, if you just did your part and you showed them where you stand, that it would somehow work itself out. But you knew that someone wasn't being honest with you. And what is behind you now is the Two of Swords. Is you choosing to see things through a filter to save the face of someone that you respected. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energies are present. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. All of the signs are here. All of the energies are swarming. I feel like someone feels as if you don't take them seriously. And they felt like with your influence constantly being evident in the situation, that they really didn't have a voice when you were around, and they did something that they felt would get them heard. And with the recent past, you didn't want to see that. You wanted to see them as someone that you could trust, because you've told this person about the things that bothered you in confidence, or this person knows your strengths and your weaknesses, and they use that against you, and you chose not to see it. So your goal right now, Gemini, is to create a new space with the Page of Wands energy for yourself to elevate from this. Your goal now is to change the narrative of how you approach situations when you feel as if you are being tried. Because people will only try who they think they can. If they feel like you are too weak, or you're very pliable, and oh, Gemini won't care because Gemini doesn't speak up when I do this, that, and the third. Gemini has forgiven me time and time again. Your goal now, and your goal needs to be, to call things as soon as you see it, instead of just thinking about the steps that you're going to take. I feel like you were dealing with someone who had, or a situation that was very immature, and I can say freely, beneath you. Something that you have grown from before in the past that you ended up right back in the same situation again because obviously this lesson wasn't learned. So now what's in front of you is the Page of Swords energy, is you making that, creating that conversation, that idea about the facts of the circumstance, and stating why you're not doing this shit anymore, and taking initiative and saying why you are not putting your words towards anything or actions towards anything that is going to draw you out of your peace. I feel like you are expected to be the strong friend. You're expected to be the one who keeps the peace. And now you're the one who is holding the peace, obstructing the peace, because your peace have been dismantled. And how you see the situation is that I knew better. With the Emperor energy, I knew better. I knew how to do this. I knew how to approach this, but I chose to give my power away. And your environment right now is just learning from this circumstance, because you see yourself as someone who is ever growing, and you surround yourself with people who have like minds, and you kept this particular energy around you because you wanted to give them a chance. You wanted them to show up for themselves so that you could show them why you constantly show up for them, and they didn't. But now you're in this Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Coins energy. This is the type of people that you need to keep around you. You have to purge your space now, Gemini, because what you fear is that you won't be able to see when someone is being emotionally vindictive. But if you stay true to source and you look at everything that is surrounding you, and see who's working on themselves and who is not, and who is committed to seeing things through a veil, and who is not, and who is committed to seeing you as the amazing person that you are, and who is not, and not make excuses for them, you won't have to fear being conflicted about who is for you and who is not, because you will be so in tune with yourself that you cannot be confused. And with the possible outcome being the Chariot, you won't be pulled in either direction. You would go straight head first towards what you've been working on, and not allow people who don't mean you any well to pull you from your one, to pull you off of your pinnacle, to pull you off of what you're growing towards. Anyone that means you any well, Gemini, is not going to have you in the middle of drama. And I feel like this situation that arose was a wake-up call for you. It's a wake-up call, Gemini. It's not something that you need to take lightly either. State your truth. And if it cannot be handled, then you know what to do. But definitely state your truth, and don't allow people to sway you based on their manipulative actions, words, and intentions. You're a god. You're a goddess. Embrace that. Okay, Gemini? So until next time, love and light, tribe.